Hey everybody, it's Bridgette Dolgoff, and we are at day 2 in the first section. So the first section is taking a little bit longer because we have also decided to clean up the leaf debris in the yard as well to really put a nice fine touch on it. One of the things of why we've decided to move a lot of these leaves is that they're pretty composty underneath, and you can tell that the soil needs some time to breathe. So this top layer of leaves debris we're taking off, and we're going to create a leaf compost on the other side of the house. So she can go out and get her own potting soil or whatever else, she can grow food and be sustainable back here. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff I pruned. Yesterday I got up to this section. Right now we're just cleaning the leaves out of the section, taking them to the compost. So it's sustainable, renewable. One of the things that I decided to do with this bush is to top it a little bit so that it would get a little bit more bushier because it's been back here in the dark and the soil might have been too moist, not enough air. It's kind of grown kind of thin, so we wanted to help that. This guy had a lot of dead wood on him. I didn't cut off a whole lot of full branches, and then just went ahead and make sure that he's, he might be rubbing a little bit here, but he's not rubbing anything else or anyone else. He also had quite a few suckers, which we cut off as well. And a sucker is a tree limb that would grow up from the root ball, and mostly that happens, as far as I know, with grafted trees. Okay, so then I pruned this guy. This guy didn't really need much pruning. We just fixed him a little bit. This witch hazel here had 2 large suckers growing up, so we clipped those down and clipped off the dead wood. This guy, I seriously pruned. There was no air or sunlight or anything getting into the insides of him. He was rubbing along this wall, so I trimmed him back quite a bit. When I'm pruning against the wall here, sometimes you're going to choose branches that may not be technically right as far as pruning, to get it to grow in a different direction than against the wall. So I want the plants to grow away from the wall, and I also don't want any of their branches rubbing on walls. And you always want to make sure you clean them up around the bottom. Okay. He had a lot of really old growth coming out. A lot of it was broken and damaged. So I just completely cut off his whole old growth. And and he's kind of has his own neat design, kind of a circular pattern. This guy is a type of rose bush, has really nasty thorns on it, and it was way overgrown in this huge bush. And part of it was laying on the ground. It's really not good for the plant, these kinds of plants, to rub on the ground, plus the weight. The weight starts to pull the plant down. It starts to stress some plants out. It'd be like gaining 50 pounds for a person. So you want to make sure get low branches on this type of a flowering bush you want to take off. And also anything rubbing on the ground supports, a lot of bug life as well. You don't want that. I'm not sure what this is, but I came along it, and at first it looks really dead. However, it has these beautiful little red buds on it. And so make sure before you prune something, you thoroughly examine what it is and really look at it and see if there's signs of life. And if there's signs of life, you probably want to leave it or maybe just trim it back a little bit. So it may look dead, but it looks like something phenomenal is going to happen. and to see all the new growth. So that was a pretty amazing thing. And then the rest of it, these bushes, you know, I just kind of cut back. And right now we're doing the leaves. We're leafing them out. So anyway, go ahead and walk with me, and we're going to go look at where we're thinking about putting this leaf compost.